Hi, it's Jamie Pfeffer, and I'm back with another Pick a Card reading. I'm really excited to share some new decks with you and to give you this guidance that I got in meditation and throughout my morning. So the first thing that we're going to do is I want you to close your eyes and take a deep breath in. Imagine a ball of white light above your head. Imagine that white light going down into the crown of your head and going through all the cells in your body. What we're doing here is we're clearing anything negative or lower or anything that could be distracting you and your intuition from having the best card pick for you today. Once you've seen that white light go through your entire body, imagine it coming out through your feet. And then imagine roots coming out of the bottom of your feet and digging down deep into the center of the earth. Imagine strong and steady roots going all the way to the core of the earth, where they will latch on and you will be completely grounded. Take a deep breath in and open your eyes. So I'm a big proponent of meditation, and it grounds you, it centers you, and I just felt like doing a little bit of a clearing meditation today. I'm picking up, this is a reading for the collective, so it isn't going to resonate for everybody, but I am picking up that there is some type of nervous or anxious energy. So hopefully that quick little grounding meditation and clearing will help you. What you need to do now is pick a card, A, B, or C. So if you picked card A, here are your cards, which I shuffled off camera, and I'm going to be using the Healing Crystals crystal card decks. These new Flower Petals decks that I have by Sherilyn Darcy. These are just adorable, and I just got these yesterday. And then I'm also going to be using the Angels and Ancestors Oracle cards by Kyle Gray. I also just got these yesterday. These are gorgeous cards. So if you picked deck A, these are your messages. Beautiful. So your first card is from the Healing Crystals crystal card deck, and it's the crystal of cassiterite. And the affirmation for this card is, I am filled with optimism and positive energy. And what the card says is manifestation, protection, and optimism. So right off the bat, I'm feeling like you've put yourself out there recently. Maybe you're trying something new. I really feel like it's about career, but it could be in your relationships, or it could be even with a child or a partner. And you're really working at manifesting this thing. I do feel like there is some hesitation here. Maybe you've tried to do something like this before and it just hasn't worked out. Or maybe something happened along the way with this and it was a little tiny, I don't even want to use the word negative. It was something really small, and maybe you've been really focused in on that. And instead of being optimistic about this situation, you're just, unfortunately, might be focusing or placing too much of an emphasis on the one tiny minor thing that hasn't gone right. And it's causing some doubt within you. So let's see what the rest of the cards have to say. The next one we have from the Flower Petals deck is the Iris. Gorgeous. It says, spread your creative wings and take flight. So this is such a beautiful card to receive. Sorry about that. And this is great. The iris is a deep purple, if you've ever seen an iris flower. And purple is really about spirituality. So what I'm hearing is this has something to do with your divine purpose. It might not be directly related to your divine purpose. Like, I'm here doing these videos because I know that I receive certain guidance, and it's part of my mission here to disseminate that guidance to the masses. Yours could even be setting certain boundaries with regards to your divine purpose so that you can actually make it happen. But this is such a beautiful card. So the Iris, spread your creative wings and take flight. Your next card from the Flower Petals deck is Jasmine. That's such a beautiful fragrance. And it says, success will be found if you hold on to hope. So here's another mention of optimism here for card A. So it's really important that you keep your thoughts positive, that you really believe in yourself. I do have a feeling that there's some type of entrepreneurial thing going on here, or this is something about somebody going off on their own, really breaking away from the crowd. It could be about a home business. It could be very straightforward. You might be starting your own business, and I'd love to know if you are. It could be also just some way that you are differentiating yourself. You might just be detaching yourself from people that you were overly dependent on, or you're letting go of an old phase of your life. And like I said, you might have had something that came up maybe in the last couple days that scared you a little bit and has caused you to doubt yourself. But these cards are really saying it's time for you to believe in yourself, and it's really time for you to have hope. And I knew before I did this reading, Spirit was calling me to bring a couple props that I have, and now I know why. So one of them is this little jar that I have. So I created this for myself a couple years ago, and it's called 52 Reasons That I Love You, Jamie. And I put it in this cute little container. I had found these cards at Restoration Hardware that are actually, they're little playing cards, but they're like perfect for labels. So what I actually did is I went through and I created 52 different compliments for myself. I did this for my husband first, and then I decided to do it for myself. And so here's another one. It says, you have such beautiful eyes. I really grew up and I had a very harsh critical voice. I had this critical voice that was constantly pounding on me and telling me I needed to do it better and it wasn't perfect. And it's good because it drives me to do things in a way that is really at a high standard, but it can be negative because if there's one thing out of place, it wants to come in and start telling me, oh my gosh, this is wrong, that's wrong, you can't do this. And really, that's not true. If I'm aligned with Spirit, everybody makes mistakes. That's part of life, is that. So you may want to think about doing something like this for yourself. I brought a couple of different versions that I've done over the years. I also found this cute little book on Amazon, and it says Reasons I Love You. So all of these I did for another person first, most often my husband or one of my children. And then I realized that love that I wanted to give them was really something that I needed within myself first. And just recently I found this one. It's a container. It says love on it. It's really hard to see in this lighting, but it says love in gold. And then it has these little hearts inside. And I wrote on all of these little hearts. So this one says you're loyal. And this one says you're fun. And anytime I feel down or discontent or sad or not lovable, or for example, today I got a dislike on one of my videos, which, you know, not everybody's going to like me, and that's okay. And I actually feel like it's part of the growth process. It's totally okay. I mean, I don't even know. Somebody might have just hit dislike on accident. Who knows? I've told myself a lot of different things, but it was kind of sitting there in my head. Like, I felt like it was whispering and saying, you should just throw in the towel with these videos and all that stuff. And I'm definitely not going to do that. So if this is resonating with you, if something's happened, if somebody criticized you for something, just what I'm getting, the thing that's really coming loud and clear on this is that it's really time for you to have hope and belief in yourself and try to concentrate on all the positive that's going well for you. So deck A, your last two cards are from Kyle Gray's Angels and Ancestors. I just love this deck. It's gorgeous. Awesome. So this really is a great confirmation, and this is the Oracle card, and it says, wait for important information. So the information that you're looking for, the information that you need, I could have just given to you, or it's going to be coming to you soon. So make sure that you wait around for important information from somebody that's trustworthy and that's really speaking to your spirit. It should feel uplifting to you. It should not feel denigrating or like someone's talking down to you, but there is more information that needs to come in for you. I'm also noticing this woman has, it looks like a copper bowl in her hand, so you might need to do some grounding for yourself. And I noticed that there's a snake or a serpent right here on her arm. And to me, that means the Kundalini is rising. Your creative force is rising up in you, and it is not time to throw the towel in on that. And the last card for deck A, beautiful, is Peacekeeper. Let go of the need to be right. And the immediate thing that I thought of with this is somebody may have made, in my situation, somebody gave me a thumbs down on my video. You know, I don't think there's any way that this person could possibly know how much work goes into a video like this. I don't know if you would really ever know it until you did it yourself, but it also takes a lot to make yourself vulnerable and put yourself out there to the masses. I know from being in business for myself and for being a creative person for a very long time, beauty's in the eye of the beholder. And so this is basically saying, just let go of the fight. It's not worth your effort. It's not worth your energy. You don't need to be right. You don't need to prove this to this other person that you're right. And a really good way to do this is just to know whether or not you know it, there is a lesson in this situation. And it's not a punishing lesson. But I do believe that there are always things that are happening, and they're happening for us, even though it can be painful at the time. If you look back on some of the biggest advances that you've made in your life, I am almost certain that they have come after a time of difficulty or after a time when you've been challenged. So those are your cards, deck A, stack A, and they were Peacekeeper, let go of the need to be right, Oracle, wait for important information, Jasmine, which is also a very calming fragrance. If you have jasmine, I would recommend you use some of it or put it in a diffuser. Iris, spread your creative wings and take flight. And Cassiterite, manifestation, protection, and optimism. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, I really hope you will. I have my own personal goals with this YouTube stuff, and I'm really trying to reach 1,000 subscribers by December 1st. Thank you so much, and I hope that you'll join me again soon. Okay, on to stack B. Welcome, stack B. I'm Jamie Pfeffer. I'm a psychic, an empath, a medium, a life balancing coach. I do a lot of different things. I'm also a mother. I have a husband of 13 years, and I spend my time between Michigan and Florida. So let's look at what the universe wants you to know right now. We're going to start with your crystal card, and this is a fantastic card to receive. It's Amethyst Cacozenite. Amethyst Cacozenite. And the affirmation on this card is, I am fully healed, balanced, and energized. This was sometimes, I think it's a trademarked name. It can be called Auralite 23. And the reason is that there are 23 different crystals and minerals inside of the Amethyst Cacozenite. It's a fabulous stone. I actually just bought 2 new ones myself. It's fantastic. Anytime I pick up amethyst, I know that we're dealing with the crown chakra, the mind, and spirituality. And what Amethyst Cacozenite stands for is angelic communication, so you may be working with angels, awareness, and intuition. So it seems to me like you are receiving messages from your angels and you are starting to become more aware of it. And the next card that we have for stack B is the lotus. Wow. So I usually think of the lotus flower having to do with the root chakra. So we were just talking about the crown chakra, and now we're going all the way down to the root chakra. And the message that the lotus has for you today is, stand still now and listen to your life. So that's a profound message. And what it's saying to you is, listen to what your life is saying to you. What is your life telling you? Are you too busy? Do you have too many things going on? With the crown chakra that was mentioned before and the root chakra, I'm thinking that your energy might be scattered between a bunch of different projects or a bunch of different people. And what I'm getting, I'm actually seeing a piece of purple fluorite in my mind's eye. And purple fluorite is wonderful for organizing. I'm actually hearing delegating. So I think that it would be good for you if you can start delegating and really start focusing, especially with this Scorpio new moon that we're having that hit yesterday. It would really be good for you if you can hone in on 1 or 2 projects that really your heart, your mind, your root chakra, meaning money, where you're going to get paid a good amount of money or you're going to receive some type of value. Try to focus on 2 of those projects instead of spreading your energy out among 7, 8, 9, or 10 projects. Let's see what the rest of your cards have to say though. Ooh, beautiful. So the next card that you got is lavender. These are from the flower petals cards, lavender. So if you don't know anything about lavender, it's a purple flower and it's fantastic for calming. It's a very soothing scent. It's great for sleeping. So what I'm hearing is you might be struggling with sleep. You might be waking up really early. You might be having a problem going to sleep. You might be having a problem staying asleep. So you might be waking up a lot. You might be having really vivid dreams. And what lavender is saying is it's really time for you to cleanse and remove negativity from your energy field, from your auric field. You can do this type of thing through a variety of different ways. You can use sage spray, you can use your intention, you can use sound healing or sound therapy. Just search in the YouTube for sound therapy. It's really important that you cleanse your energy. You can use sage, different types of smoke to clear your energy. And also what I'm getting for you, Stack B, is it's time for you, just like you're going to focus in on 1 or 2 things, it's really time for you to go in and like pick out all that negative stuff that's holding you down. Just let it go. Let it go out of your life. This is purple, so this also has to do with your crown chakra. It might be mental stuff or limiting beliefs that you started having in childhood that are affecting you in a negative way today. I also have a gorgeous meditation called Calming Lavender Light that you might want to look into, and I will put a link below in the description box for you. It's like a 10 or 15 minute meditation, guided meditation with music. It is fantastic for getting calm or staying calm. So, and your next card, Stack B, is Direction Guardian. The Direction Guardian. And it says, choose your path. So again, this is saying you've got all of these different options in front of you and it's really time for you to choose. I see someone kind of like I'm seeing the 7 of Cups, which is a card in Tarot can be like a fantasy future card, but it's got all these different cups. It has 7 different cups and each cup has something in it. And some of the things that are in the cups can be really kind of, one of them could be like a little snake or, so you've got all these different options going on for you. If you're a creator, this could be, you might have several different products. I know this is definitely ringing true for me because I have a lot of ideas and sometimes those things are saying, well, you should do this or you should do this or the holidays are coming up. You could do this. So what I'm getting again is just pick a direction. If you put all of your force or the majority of your force and focus and energy behind 1 or 2 things, it's going to make such a much bigger impact than spreading yourself thin between 5 or 6 different things. Last card for Stack B, awesome, totally fantastic, and it is the stag. The stag deer are a gorgeous totem animal to get. If you are interested in animals, I do have a new reading called the SOAR reading, and it stands for Spirit Oracle Animal Reading, and it gives you different animal totems of yours, so your birth totem, youth, adult, and then it gives you current guidance. I can put a link about that below as well, but what the stag is telling me, it says trust and thrive. So oftentimes, especially with entrepreneurs, we don't want to cut part of ourselves off, especially if we're just beginning. it doesn't make sense to us. It's like, I want to be all things to all people and I don't want to cut this person off. It's kind of like cutting off, it might feel like cutting off your own arm. I know it's counterintuitive, and I have struggled with this myself as well, but it's really telling you just trust, have faith, pick the one or two things that you're going to focus on. I don't know why, but I'm having stuff about the holidays coming in. So if there's someone that's worried about Thanksgiving, you're worried about having to go to all these different places or having to make certain adults that are older than you or younger than you happy. There could even be like a birthday party issue going on. I feel like there's some moms watching who are trying to be all things to all people, and it's just not possible. So all you can really do, and what you really need to do according to this guidance, is focus on one or two things, call in some people to help you, and if you don't know how to do that, call on your angels and guides to help you, put the right people in place, and then you gotta just trust, because you're kind of driving yourself a little bit crazy with nervousness and anxiety about whatever it is, all this energy that you're dealing with. So that was it for stack B. And just a quick repeat was the direction guardian, so choose your path, the stag, trust and thrive. And you will thrive if you pick one or two areas instead of trying to be all things to all people. You had the lavender, which was about calming yourself down. The lotus, stand still for now and listen to your life. And the lotus too is also about, the lotus flower can even blossom in the mud. So don't cut yourself short. Don't feel like if you're challenged that you failed. I mean, it's really about changing your perspective, and you're not failing. You're totally learning. You're never failing. If you're trying, you're never failing. You're just collecting experiences that you can use in the future. And then your first card was the amethyst cacozenite, which you can get at healingcrystals.com. So thank you so much, stack B. Moving on to stack C. I'm so excited. So what we're finding out today is, what is my current guidance right now? What do my angels and guides or the universe want me to know right now? Stack C. Ooh, so your first card is pink hackmanite. And this card, the keywords are self-esteem, expression, and insight. So here is this card, and I'm really feeling like you are going through some sort of blossoming or awakening at this time. I really feel like this has to do with your throat chakra. This is a Larimar, by the way. I'm going through this myself, so I am learning how to speak up more, how to put my voice out there, how to be seen, how to be heard, and that I have the power and the right to be seen and heard and acknowledged, and that I'm claiming that for myself. I receive divine guidance that it's part of my divine life purpose to share with others. And I feel like you're doing the same thing. It may not be reading oracle cards like I'm doing here, but it's something having to do with you expressing yourself. And I'm hearing boundaries. So if you're someone out there who's setting boundaries, please know that you are fully held in divine protection. Beautiful. So this card, the affirmation is, I am open to new thoughts and ideas. So if you picked stack C, I feel like you're going through this rebirth or some type of blossoming, and what's happening is you're getting rid of some old limiting beliefs that you were taught and you started incorporating as a young child, but you've outgrown them now. They aren't any good for you anymore. You're an adult and you're stepping outside of whatever it is that your parents did before, did for them, for themselves. And this is a totally normal thing. It's also totally normal when you do step outside of what your parents did, to have some guilt associated with that. So what pink hackmanite is saying is that this is actually going to build your self-esteem, and you're going to have insight about that. So, and I want to thank Rachel Schaffer. She is an absolutely wonderful intuitive who helped me with a lot of this stuff, a lot of childhood things and trauma and different issues. And she taught me the thing about when you step outside, you feel guilty. because you've had these certain patterns entrained in your life. It's like second nature to you. So to do something different, it can feel like you're doing something wrong. The important thing to remember is that you're not doing something wrong. You're actually following the guidance that you are receiving. So up next, your next card for stack C is Sweet Pea. The comfort of good company heals old hurts. And Sweet Pea, this is such a soft and wonderful fragrance. I don't know if you've ever smelled this, but it makes me think of a baby. It's very gentle. The flower is a really nice pink, very much like this jacket, probably even lighter. And pink is really about love, unconditional love and compassion. If you're feeling bad or feeling guilty about stepping outside of some old role or something that's been projected onto you by elders or people in your family or caregivers or even society, this is saying that finding good company and really, I'm hearing the word cozy, getting cozy. I have a need to feel cozy at times. And one of the things that I've done is I've created a board called my cozy board. I like to use different types of vision boards and visuals. And when I get these magazines or catalogs with those really furry pillows in them or a cashmere robe or something that just really brings coziness to mind, I will go and cut it out and then I'll put it on this board. And I really like to look at the board if I'm not feeling cozy. Coziness for me is really like a feeling of warmth, feeling enveloped, feeling loved, feeling safe. So the next card that you got is Lilac. And lilac has an absolutely gorgeous scent. And what this card says is the future is sometimes lost in the wanderings of yesterday. So I haven't checked the book on this, but what this means to me and what I'm hearing intuitively from my guidance is if you're poring over the past, you aren't present. So you're going to end up spending your future in the past. So I think that there's a phrase about the rear view mirror, looking back in the rear view mirror, and that's why that mirror is tiny, and that's why your windshield is so big, so you can look out at what's going on in front of you. So if you've been thinking about the past, if you've been thinking nostalgically, I'm really feeling some kind of like a little bit of hurt with this stack. So if you've recently had some type of a breakup or you've been separated from someone, it's important that you bring yourself unconditional love and you really acknowledge those feelings, but also that you do things that are more associated with the now and the future. You don't want to make yourself anxious about the future, but if you can do some things for yourself, like hang out with a friend. You don't want to isolate yourself if you're feeling down. You want to let someone know what's going on. So the next card for stack C is, woohoo! Okay, Fire Guardian. So here you go. If you're feeling sorrowful or sad or heartbroken or you're grieving about something, an antidote to that is to really fire up your passion. Fire up your passion. And I love that this has angel wings on it. And yeah, ignite your passion. So you might actually be feeling lethargic. You're feeling low. You might have too much water going on in your field right now. And too much water is emotions. Too much water can be crying or feeling depressed or down. And on the emotional scale, fire is higher than water is. So if you think of fire, you might think of anger. Anger is actually up at a higher vibration than depression is, or sadness is, or sorrow is. So what this is saying is a really good antidote. And I'm also noticing this ball here, and it's like, if you could find a child or even just go outside, if you have a dog, play ball with your dog. I'm also hearing like play ball. Get out there, get yourself out there, ignite your passions, think about what fires you up, and it's going to be a good way for you to move out of this energy of sadness or emptiness, loneliness. I'm feeling like something might have changed recently and it feels like there's a void or something missing. Firing up your passion is really going to help you. And I'm just hearing that if there was some type of a codependent relationship going on and now you feel like there's this big hole, doing things on your own is one of the ways to overcome codependency. It can actually raise your self-esteem, and doing self-esteem enhancers, which I call C's, S-E-E, little s, will really help you to break through any codependency. And the last card that you got, stack C, wow, this is so beautiful, is Earth Guardian. And this definitely goes along with everything else I've been saying. And it's stay rooted and grounded. So if you happen to skip through the beginning, the thing that we did at the beginning, the grounding meditation, it's really important that you go back, because it is a free it's very fast, but it's a free grounding meditation that you can use. And grounding and rooting yourself, if you're unfamiliar with this concept, it can really help you if you've got a mind. If you're an air sign or you have any air in your chart and you're like constantly thinking about things or reflecting on things, or you're just in your mind a lot. I'm a Libra, we're the cardinal air sign. I spend a lot of time in my mind. I spend a lot of time thinking. I spend a lot of time analyzing things. I spend a lot of time reflecting on things. Making sure that you're grounded and rooted will really help you if you've got any type of overactive mind, if you have anxiety, anxious thoughts, obsessive thoughts, if you're like focused on somebody and you can't seem to get them out of your mind. Really rooting and grounding yourself is going to be a great antidote for that. And on my blog, I have 10 free activities that you can do, 10 free grounding activities. So I will put a link to that below. And also in my shop, I have a fantastic root chakra and grounding meditation that is designed to do this exactly. So if you need help with rooting and grounding, or you don't feel rooted and grounded, you can certainly do this. And you'll know scattered thinking, disorganized thinking. If you watched Stack B, you might want to go and watch Stack B actually, if you're watching this one. And that's really going to help you. And then the other thing I'm seeing is just there's a lot of green on this card. So going out in nature, specifically among trees, is helpful for anybody, but it's really helpful if you're an air sign or someone who has a lot of air in your chart. So I'm seeing that. And then I also notice on the third eye, there is a green stone there. It's not malachite. It's probably emerald, which is an amazing sign. It has to do with Archangel Raphael and healing. So something is happening in your heart right now that's helping you to heal. If you do have a situation in your life right now where you're separated from someone, please know that this is happening for your highest good. Please know that it's okay to cry. It's okay to mourn. And this is happening for you. Even though it might seem like this is so terrible, why is this happening to me? This is actually happening for you. And this is something that I can speak to because I've been through this exact scenario myself. And I am a recovering codependent at this time. And my life is just amazing. It has been a journey, but it's been amazing. It's been an amazing thing, and I would not be sitting in front of you if I had not been given the guidance that I did have this issue and that I needed to do some work on it. And a lot of times when we have separations in our lives, those happen for us so that we can turn within and we can look at what is going on for us, why is this happening, and how can I stop this pattern? Because ultimately you want to stop this pattern. You really want to look within and love yourself. You're the only person that can bring yourself the love that you're seeking. So validate yourself. If this is something that's speaking to you, I really encourage you to set up a coaching session with me or email me, jp@jamiepfeffer.com. I consider myself an expert in this area. I'm a trained assertiveness coach, and I've been through it. So I really, really understand it, and I've been able to turn a lot of my relationships around. So if that isn't what's happening for you, don't worry. It doesn't mean that this doesn't stick for you. It could just be something in terms of having boundaries, creating more self-esteem in yourself because you might be doing your own business or doing something new. You're in a new phase of your life. And also, real quick before I finish this reading, I want to say my great aunt comes to me as a lilac. So some of you may be having communication from ancestors. And this is not rare, especially at this time of year. The veil is very thin, the veil between worlds, between the deceased and this 3D world that we're living in. So it's totally possible. So real quick, just to recap your cards, you had Pink Hackmanite, which was about self-esteem. You had the Earth Guardian, about staying rooted and grounded. And remember, I'll put those resources below. You had the Fire Guardian to ignite your passion. And then you had Sweet Pea and Lilac. I almost said lavender. And Lilac. I do think if you watch this stack that you should go back and, or you might want to go back and watch stack B because they had lavender and there was some great stuff in there. So that is it for stack C. I want to thank everybody for watching and liking and leaving me your positive comments. I also want to say that these videos do take time. This is something that I'm doing right now out of the goodness of my heart. I am not being paid for this, but I am on a spiritual path and I do deserve to reap rewards and value from the guidance that I am giving. So this is where Spirit has told me to concentrate and focus my So thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this pick a card. I will put all of that other stuff below that I mentioned. And I've had some people reach out about donating to the channel, which is so amazing. I'm not receiving any compensation for doing these videos right now. So I have my PayPal link below if you'd like to do that. If you'd like to get a spirit animal reading, that is awesome. I'll have information below and those make amazing gifts. And I'm going to do a video about that really soon so I can show you exactly what the Spirit Oracle Animal Reading, or SOAR, stands for. Have a great day and I will see you soon. Bye.